Hello boyos, Rich Boy J here back with another video, and this is going to be your questions answered in episode number 42. If you're not familiar with it, your questions answered is a Q&A series I do here on this channel, so if you want to see your questions answered in one of these videos, leave it in the comment section below. Make sure it is Lego Star Wars or Lego Star Wars related, and then check back next week to see if you made the cut. First question is going to come from Little Bricks, and he says, Force Ghost minifigures would be awesome, but I can't see this one happening soon. The patroness from the Harry Potter set gives me hope that it's possible though. Question: if Lego did a theme for foals, what would you like it to be? For example, Game of Thrones, etc. I have a few things that I would like to see that are kind of maybe like adult oriented that Lego wouldn't ordinarily do. I think my top one is definitely Firefly. I love the series, love the film, thought it was absolutely incredible, and of course, being a big Star Wars fan, obviously that kind of gave me a bridge to Firefly initially, and then I think just even on its own without my love for Star Wars, it's an incredible series. If you guys haven't checked it out, go check out Firefly. But that would probably be my top one. I'd love to get a set of the Serenity, even if not that. I would just love to get the figures from it and then build my own Serenity if I had to. Outside of Firefly, I would also really love to see a set of The Office. I know that this had been submitted to Lego Ideas probably multiple times. One of them, I guess, made it through, but it wasn't selected, which is kind of annoying because I think that it'd be awesome to get some minifigs from The Office. So that'd be pretty sweet as well. This next one really isn't an adult theme, but it's something that I'd kind of like to see. I'd like to see maybe a Lego WWE theme where they had like, the WWE wrestlers as minifigs. I think that would be pretty cool. I know WWE already like has a deal with some toy company and they make basically Lego sets with like minifigs and buildable elements to it, but Lego is obviously the king of the interlocking brick system market, so I would love to see those guys take a swing at some Lego WWE sets. But that's really all I got for that question. I appreciate it. That was a very good question. Next one comes from Elisa Page 484. He says, thanks for picking my question almost every week. Well, congrats, you made it in once again. Keep asking good questions. I'll keep putting you in these videos. He says, what are your thoughts on doing smaller scale MOC or MOCs? Also, what's a good way to obtain pieces for MOCs in bulk? Most of my bulk pieces come from the Pick-a-Brick wall. I think that filler is probably what you end up using the most of. So, I mean, Pick-a-Brick wall is the best place for that. Having to buy like basic brick, especially 2x4s, and have them shipped, it's going to be super expensive for the pieces and getting it shipped. So the Pick-a-Brick wall is usually the most cost-effective place to get things like that. Other than that, I mean, just look for deals on Bricklink. Just, try to find what's the cheapest. One little thing that may not be immediately obvious on Bricklink is sometimes sellers will give you a discount if you buy in bulk. So like maybe there's a part that you're looking for and a seller maybe has like 10 of them for like 2 cents, but if you go down, another seller has like 100 and they might be selling them for like 5 cents each. But if you buy like 100 of them, they'll give them to you for like 2 cents each. So you can just be mindful of things like that. Especially if you're looking for something in bulk, oftentimes sellers will have some sort of option for you to get a discount, and it'll end up being cheaper than the most apparent cheap option. Just keep your eyes open. But for the first part of your question, what do I think about smaller scale MOCs? I have no problem with them. If you guys look at the MOC showcase I do every week, there are plenty of small MOCs featured on that. It just so happens to be the case that I don't find myself doing them so much because I'm obviously focused so heavily on my big MOC build series, and it's kind of hard to fit small MOCs in between there. I think in an ideal world, I would like to do that because there's still little project that I'd like to take on. And I mean, I still kind of do. Like the other day, I built a second Enthers Naboo Starfighter, so I was happy about that. But outside of other people's MOCs, in terms of my own, I would like to find a good balance in time to where I can, still do the weekly build series, but also get some smaller MOCs done kind of in the meantime. And I think that probably after Brick Fiesta passes, it won't be as much of a time crunch. It really isn't a big time crunch right now on Star Killer, but I'm feeling slightly pressured to get as much done as possible before Brick Fiesta so I can have at least the stage area and the big building behind Hugs, as well as the area where all the minifigs are standing up to display there. But after that, we'll pretty much have, from July to the end of the year to take our time and really iron out a lot of the fine details in Star Killer and get that thing built up. So I probably will have maybe a little bit more time at that point to maybe do a mock or two on the side. But that was a good question. Next question comes from Jonathan Jones. He says, "Do you feel threatened at all by Brickvolt's Yavin 4 mock like being bigger than Vardos?" This is actually a really good question. I'm glad you asked this. In general, no. But I mean, the way I kind of look at it is, I mean, it is not. I mean, building big mocks is cool. It's obviously a spectacle, and having the biggest of something is an accomplishment in itself. But that's not the end all be all. Like, I wouldn't feel threatened by a mock just because it's bigger than mine, right? There are so many other things that go into it. But in general, like, no, I think seeing other people doing build series, and even if they're building bigger stuff than me, is a positive thing. I want to see people in the mock community succeed. When there's people out there who are doing build series, that increases the overall attention that build series are getting. So who knows, maybe one of my videos will pop up over there. And also, I just personally enjoy watching them myself. Like, I'm thrilled they're doing the Yavin 4 because it's such a good mock, and I'm keeping up with it. I try to watch the updates as soon as they come out, and it's just so awesome to see something like that come together. So, I don't take it personally. It's not really a competition. We're all in this together. We're all trying to build the mock building community. We try to help each other. The whole point of doing the build series is to document our progress and hopefully teach people something along the way. So, in a nutshell, no, I love that people are doing build series, and I wish there were more people doing build series on YouTube. That would make me really happy. So yeah, good question though. I liked it a lot. That's why I put it in there. Next question comes from Robbie Bobby. He says, "With the release of the new Geonosis map in Battlefront, have you considered making it or at least hinted at the idea?" You must be new here. And that's not a problem at all. I don't want you to feel bad about that. But I've made it pretty clear on this channel, like my dream mock is a very large scale Geonosis. Having the Battlefront map out is actually a great thing because that's, up close reference material that I can use whenever I do that mock. But the biggest inhibiting factor about Geonosis at the moment is the fact that a lot of the parts that I would need to build it, namely dark orange slopes, are either super expensive to get or just non-existent entirely. So I'm kind of waiting for LEGO to pump out more dark orange bricks. And you can see that's actually been happening a lot recently. I noticed it first with the quad jumper set, and even the new corner garage modular set has a ton of dark orange elements. So it does look like LEGO's making a concerted effort to do that. I'm just gonna need to give it a bit more time before I feel comfortable enough to like dive into a large scale project like that, because I mean, it would just be massive. It would be bigger than anything I've ever done before by far. And I would really want to go all out with a Geonosis mock. So if you guys are looking forward to seeing that, just stay tuned. And once the pieces become more available, you can rest assured that I will definitely tackle a large scale Geonosis mock. Next question comes from Sam E. He says, "Do you have a preferred Bricklink store?" In a nutshell, no. I don't ever shop in a way that like I look for a specific store and see what they have. I literally just look for what's cheapest every single time. Usually, when I go shopping for stuff on Bricklink, I'll first make an LDD file and I'll just put a bunch of parts I know I need into that. And then I'll just use the easy buy on Bricklink and they'll tell me who has the cheapest combination of stuff. And I just keep it that simple. Maybe in some other circumstances, if I'm just want to casually browse for parts, I'll just put in one part I know I need, and then I'll find maybe the store that has like it cheapest, but looks like they have a decent inventory. And then I'll go there and I'll just browse their parts and see what they have, and really just throw whatever in my cart that I might like. But in general, no, I don't look for particular stores. I just try to go for what's cheapest. Next question is going to come from Imperial Bricks Productions. He says, "Question, do you think LEGO would come out with sets for the Mandalorian series?" Great vid, by the way. Thank you very much. And I feel inclined to believe that they will. They're making a big deal about this Triple Force Friday thing coming later this year. And the three properties that are supposed to be surrounding Triple Force Friday is, of course, Episode 9. Secondly is the Mandalorian TV show. And thirdly is the Fallen Jedi video game. So I'm hoping we get sets from all three of those things. I know we obviously will get sets from 9. I would probably say we'll probably get sets from the Mandalorian, at least one. Fallen Jedi, I'm hopeful. I'm not expecting it, but I'm hopeful that we will get some sets from that as well. I think that would just make it a really nice and well-rounded Triple Force Friday, right? Like, it'd be weird to have signage and stuff like that, like have like a promoting Triple Force Friday but not be actively partaking in all three parts of Triple Force Friday. So I think that is a good indicator that we'll probably get sets from 2, if not 3, of those properties, and I think that that's incredible, right? Like, for the past few years, Force Friday has just been reduced to the new film we're getting, but to have that much diversity, it's going to be a good time. I'm actually super excited for Triple Force Friday. I'm ready to spend a lot of money, so let's go ahead and do it. Next question comes from Eggs Benedict Cumberbuns. He says, what do you think the worst Lego Star Wars sub-theme is? Clone Wars, Rebels, Rogue One, etc. This is a great question, and it really didn't take me that long to think about it. I think the obvious answer is Rebels. I mean, there's ones that you could choose, like the Yoda Chronicles, but I mean, those are so small and niche, like that's kind of like the easy one. But Rogue One, I'm sorry, Rebels got multiple waves and multiple sets, and I feel there's just so many sets in like the Rebels catalog that I just hate. Like, I thought the Imperial Assault Carrier, awful set. That Rebel frigate they did as well, it came with Ahsoka, awful set. Good minifigs, awful set. I hated the little Imperial, the transport, the troop transport that they came out with, that came with the awful looking Rebels stormtroopers. There's just thinking about it, there's just so many sets in the Rebels line that I just hate. So I'm probably gonna have to go with Rebels as the overall worst sub theme. Even though I really, really hate all the figures throughout the Clone Wars wave, throughout the Clone Wars sub theme, they eventually did fix that, which was good. But man, there are some just straight up duds in that Rebels line. So yeah, gotta go with Rebels. But I think this is a good point of conversation in the comment section. So let me know in the comments, which do you guys think is the worst Lego sub theme? This can include obviously the 3 things that were mentioned in the question, but or it can be any of the episodes or the Yoda Chronicles if you want to pick on that. Freemaker Adventures as well. Who knows? But yeah, I think Rebels is the one that they try to put a lot of effort into, but they're just pumped out some straight duds, in my opinion. Final question comes from Jace M. He says, how many more Lego Star Wars sets can we expect to see in 2019? This is a good question. So to kind of break down the sets that that we know are for sure going to come out later this year, we know we're for sure going to get that droid kit. That's in September, I believe. We know we're for sure going to get Advent Calendar. I think that we've seen pictures of that. And I think that we know we're for sure probably going to get some sort of UCS set. That's been the trend for the past few years. One on May the 4th, one in October. I don't see why that would change that this year. So there's the 3 sets that we are inclined to know that we're going to get. We know that Triple Force Friday is a thing. So we're going to get at least a wave of Episode 9 sets. I hope we get Mandalorian sets. Hope we get Jedi Fallen Order sets. Not entirely sure about those. But Episode 9 is definitely a given. So honestly, outside of that, I don't really see us getting any more Star Wars sets for the rest of the year. And I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? I think that Triple Force Friday, like if they do decide to give us sets from all 3 of those properties, I think that'll be more than enough to suffice for the rest of the year. If they only give us Episode 9 stuff, I think that would be slightly disappointing. I think if they give us Episode 9 and the Mandalorian stuff, I would be fine with that. I think that would be expected, but including Jedi Fallen Order sets in there, I feel would be like icing on the cake. So that would kind of be them going above and beyond. So those are the things I know. Let me know in the comment section if you guys think we might get some like a summer wave maybe between now and that Triple Force Friday wave. I honestly think we won't, but who knows. But that's actually going to finish up the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed checking out this week's Your Questions Answered. Like I always say, if you want to see one of your questions answered in one of these videos, leave in the comment section below. Make sure it is Lego Star Wars or Lego Star Wars related, and then check back next week to see if you made the cut. Also, if you like what I do, go ahead and support the video by hitting that like button, support the channel by smashing that subscribe button, and I will be back again